Hey guys, Malia Martin, Walkersville High School, class of 2009. First off, I hope I can be one of the first of many to actually congratulate you guys on sitting in those seats and being there this evening at your Academic Excellence ceremony. The fact that you're here means you've already figured it out for the most part. You figured out that working hard can do big things for you in the future. So I'm proud of each and every one of you, and I'm really glad that you all are sitting here. Also on that, I'm really sorry that I'm not able to talk to you in person. Unfortunately, we just couldn't get our schedules to mesh. But hopefully I can come talk to you guys at a later date. Maybe we can figure something out with your administrators, for those of you that are interested at least. But in order to get the ball rolling and kind of keep going so that I don't keep you guys sitting in those seats listening to me talk, because I'm sure you have much better things to do. First off, like I said, Malia Martin, Walkersville High School, class of 2009. While at Walkersville, I was a cheerleader. I played basketball and I played lacrosse. From there, I was able to go on to the United States Naval Academy, which is in Annapolis, Maryland. I was able to play 4 years of lacrosse there. For those of you who don't know the Naval Academy or a military academy in general, it is a 4-year college, but at the end of your 4-year college, you are required to commission either into the Navy or Marine Corps. Fortunately, out of the Naval Academy, I was able to get my first choice, which was to commission as a Marine Corps officer with a flight contract. So from there, I moved down to Quantico, Virginia for 6 months, training at what's called the basic school, which is basically what the name says. It's a basic school on how to be a Marine Corps officer. From there, I graduated and moved down to Pensacola, Florida, which is where flight school is for the Navy and Marine Corps. So I won't get too deep into the weeds on flight school. That's something that if you guys won't have more questions on or something we can talk about later, I can definitely get you guys my contact information, and we can talk about that. But out of flight school, out of the initial phases of it, you get to put in what's called a dream sheet. And what that does is it basically tells them, this is what I would like to do in the future. So what I did was I ended up putting JETS number 1, and I was able to select that out of Pensacola. So fortunately, I got my first choice, and I moved out here to where I am now, Kingsville, Texas. And I have been training for the last 14 months on how to fly jets for the United States Marine Corps. Fortunately, I just finished up actually a couple of days ago, and I got my soft patch wings that you see here on my chest. I do not know where I'm going from here, but I am hoping to find out shortly. And once I know, I'm sure I will find a way to let you guys know if you're interested. But from here, I'm definitely going to be moving on to bigger aircraft and doing bigger things for the Marine Corps. So that's enough about me. On to the more important stuff, and that's actually you guys sitting there in all of those seats. Like I said previously, it's obvious that you guys have already kind of figured it out. You figured out that, working hard and studying and really pushing yourself through school is going to get you what you want in the future. Some of you may not know what you want in the future. Some of you may have it all already figured out. Congratulations to those of you that have it figured out, because I know I sure as heck didn't. When I was sitting where you're sitting right now, I had no idea what I wanted to do with my future. I knew that I wanted to go to college, I wanted to get a degree, but I had no idea what I wanted to get that degree in. I had no idea what I wanted to do after that. But I will tell you that the hard work that I put in high school helped get me, to the Naval Academy, and then I carried those same hard work principles through the Naval Academy, and then from there I was able to fight to get what I wanted and where I am now. So I will say, even if you have no idea what you want to do, definitely keep up the hard work and keep up what you're doing now, because obviously it's working. And I promise that it will pay off in the long run. It'll pay off dividends. But that I really want to convey to you guys is that failure is okay. I know, failure. It's kind of a dirty word, right? It's not something we necessarily like to hear or like to think about. But I'm here to tell you that you are going to fail, from here on out in life. Something's not going to go exactly how you planned it. You could fail a test, whatever it is. Something's going to happen that isn't going to go perfectly. It's not the failure that matters. It's how you bounce back from that failure. It's how you put in the work on that next test, on that retest, or on the extra credit to boost your grade. It's how you, really work towards getting what you want in life. And that's what's going to pay dividends for you guys. You guys have obviously already figured out that studying and working hard in school is going to get you what you want. And it's going to get you accolades. It's going to get you exactly what you need to get to where you want to go. But I'm sure plenty of you may not have struggled with failure yet. I will tell you, personal experience in college, I have failed numerous tests. I worked my butt off to be able to graduate and do well. I guarantee guarantee you that if you keep your head up and you keep trying and you keep working hard and you really apply yourself and do the same things you've been doing, here at Walkersville High, that you're going to get through it. You're going to get through those low points and you're going to keep moving forward and you're going to come out the other side a better person. You will have learned more from your failures than you will have learned in anything else in life. The caveat of that is you still got to keep working hard. I'm not saying go out there and fail your first test in college. That's not what I'm trying to tell you to do. It's actually the opposite. You got to keep working hard, but just don't be surprised if it does happen once or twice. It's how you bounce back and how you learn from it that really makes the difference in you as a person and you and what you want in life. Just like with everything in life, compartmentalization is key. There are going to be things that are tough. There are going to be things like those failures that are going to probably mess with you a little bit mentally, but that's not something that you need to get down on yourself for. Like I said, we are all humans. We are all going to fail at some point in our life. But as long as we bounce back and we learn from it, that's what actually makes us grow. And now to continue to keep the ball rolling and try to keep this as brief as possible so that you guys can get on with your ceremony and get out of here and stop listening to me talk. One more thing I want to talk to you guys about is social media. I'm sure that plenty of people have already talked to you guys about social media and the importance in the workplace and in college and with everything like that. But with today's society, nothing is private anymore. The minute you put something on the internet, it's available to everybody who wants to see it. Even if you end up deleting it seconds after it's already been posted, just know that it's already out there on the internet and you can pretty much consider it seen by all of your family members, all of your employers, everyone like that. I'm sure you've already heard that a million times. I'm sure you're sick of hearing it. But that's not to say you can't have a Facebook, you can't do anything on the internet, but just be professional about it, Make sure that the stuff that you're putting on the internet is, stuff that you would want your grandmother to read later on. Stuff about having fun, posting pictures, all that stuff is all fine and good. But if you're doing something that you wouldn't necessarily want your parents, your grandparents, or your future employers to see, I would recommend that you don't put that stuff on Facebook. Just to give you guys an example of how important that stuff is, when I got here to Kingsville, Texas, I had what's called an in-brief with my commanding officer, where you just walk up, you kind of just do a meet and greet, and you meet face-to-face, and you introduce yourself. And before I could even tell him who I was, where I went to high school, where I went to college, what I did in college, anything like that, he already knew all of that information. And it wasn't because he had any files on me. I had my paperwork in my hands to give to him when I met him for the first time. He actually saw my Facebook, knew exactly who I was, where I went to high school, where I went to college, and the sports that I played. So that's my new boss. And I'm walking up to my new boss and shaking his hand, and he already knows more about me than I was ready to tell him. So just to give you guys a little bit on that, I know that I'm sure you've heard it 1.5 million times and you're probably sick of hearing it, but it is actually important and it can affect you in the future. Now, in closing, I know I've said it 1 million times, but I really am proud of each and every one of you sitting in those seats. The fact that you're here is a huge deal. It's going to pay off dividends for you in the rest of high school, going into college. Now, in closing, I know I've said it 1 million times, but I really am proud of each and every one of you sitting in those seats. The fact that you're here is a huge deal. It's going to pay off dividends for you in the rest of high school, going into college, and whatever it is that you guys decide to do individually in your own futures. Just keep up the good work, keep working hard, keep your head down, your feet moving, and you guys are going to do just fine. Again, my name is Malia Martin, First Lieutenant in the United States Marine Corps. Hopefully in the future I can meet up with you guys and we can meet one-on-one and actually get to know each other. But until then, keep up the good work, keep working hard. I'll see big things from you guys in the future. Go Lions.